Welcome back to Hot Seat Healing on the Wellness Studio podcast. In today's episode, you're going to hear a real time healing session with my dear friend Kevin. This work has already been grounded and consented to, and what follows is an intuitive, present moment conversation guided by the body, the nervous system, and spiritual truth. Kevin came into this session navigating deep internal pressure around responsibility, identity, and self trust. As you listen, you may notice moments where the work slows down, where silence matters, and where the guidance is less about fixing and more about remembering. If you're listening along, I invite you to receive only what resonates. You do not need to apply this work to your own life unless it feels supportive to do so. Let this be something you witness, not something you force. This session is spiritual coaching and intuitive healing. It is not therapy or medical care, and it's offered with respect, boundaries, and care. Take a breath, settle into your body, and let's begin. Hi, Kevin. Welcome to Hot Seat
Hi.
Healing. Thank you for being here and trusting me in this space.
Yes, thank you for having me. I
Before we
appreciate it.
begin, I want to remind you that you're always in control. You can pause, redirect, or stop me at any time. You don't need to perform or share anything that you do not feel comfortable with or it doesn't land in your body.
Sure.
Okay. I'd love to start by hearing in your own words what you've been moving through lately.
Let's see. A lot of different things. Like career-wise, I'm like going a different path. So I actually took my nursing entrance exam a couple days ago. So I'm waiting a week
Mm,
to hear how that goes. Kind of gearing towards more of like nursing and like probably like holistic practitioners sort of things. So trying to dive into that aspect of like my healing um like realm that I'm going through. And just I think a lot of being my own worst enemy, especially when it comes to my website and
mm,
dealing with those like insecurities like can people like access this or that or is there an issue because I'll get a notification every time someone visits it and then I'm like what are they looking at and then it'll show me and then the like page goes away and I'm like wait what happened and then they'll come
mm,
back again so it's always this can they navigate, can they do this, can they do that, and then my like my IT guy that I hired for my website, he's always like Kev,
mm-hmm.
relax. We've gone months and months and we tried and tried and tried and tried. He goes, it's smooth. So like relax. Please relax. I'm like, okay. And then I'll have people go on it and they're like, it's really nice. It's easy to navigate. I'm like, oh, okay. Are you sure? And they're like, Kev, it's really like not that serious. Like it's so nice. It's easily like everything is easily accessible and just relax. I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to work on more of like that energy, like not being so anxious all the time, but I think I'm just an anxious like Nelly, but I have to practice what I preach because that's like starting to get the best of me because this is the first time I'm like stepping out in years of like telling people I have a gift and
Yeah.
besides my friends and family. So like advertising on a website and then our group that we have on Facebook and doing readings on Facebook and different things. It's like nerve-wracking, but then the commentary I get back or like the feedback, it's always so positive that I'm like, "Oh, why are you so nervous? Like everybody like enjoyed it." So just like stop.
Yeah.
But I think that's how I keep on my toes. So I always know like I want to be like my authentic, true self, but then sometimes I'm so brutally honest and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Thank you for sharing all of that.
yeah,
I take notes just so you know, because
yeah,
sometimes
no,
channeling comes through that way for
do
me.
your thing, girl, whatever
Yeah.
you want to do.
So that's why that's there too. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at.
No problem.
And I definitely, like, before we started, I felt your anxious energy because I told you my hands are like, they're wet. Like, I was like, am I nervous for this call? I'm like,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I'm not. I'm like, that has to be Kevin. I think he's probably dealing with a lot of anxiety and anxious
Yeah.
thoughts or feelings.
So I
Yes.
definitely felt that before we started. And so you're just
Yeah.
confirming that for me.
Sorry, I don't mean
Don't
to
apologize.
push that your way. I was like, oh my God,
It's
hold
just
on, I
I
gotta get
tap
signed
in.
on.
I tapped in because I knew we were going to do this, so I'll start tapping into like anything I might need to know.
Oh well,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's the first thing that pops up.
And so we chatted a little bit before this, and you talked about how you want to kind of have some work around like acceptance.
Hmm.
Um, and so do you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. Um, so with that being said, I think as years went on and telling people that like you're a medium and you do this and you do that. I come from a very cultural background because so my family is Guyanese and Portuguese.
Okay.
Um, I don't really know much of the Portuguese side. That's my dad's side. My dad unfortunately passed away in 2009, so I don't really
Mm,
know much of that side. But my mom's side is Guyanese and very heavily involved in their family. And then when you tell them certain ones that like you're a medium, you do this, you do readings, you do healings, they automatically assume like you do black magic.
mm,
And
hmm.
and then when I say like, oh, I like do tarot and I do different, I love cards like tarot, oracle, anything. I like to, dabble and have fun. I'm not doing
Yeah.
anything maliciously, nothing in always in the light. And that's what my mentor always told me, Rosie Sapiro, always in the light. And I
Yes.
think my family got that misconstrued that I'm doing something dark. And I'm like, that's not by any means what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And just also within some Facebook groups that I'm in, I like to do little interactive posts, and I'm proud of, sure you probably seen them like, oh, comment
Oh yeah,
like
they're
this
great.
emoji, and
Hmm.
all those comments, I sit at my desk and I go through one by one and I give everybody a personal, like I read those for each
Yeah.
person. And it was funny to see, well, not funny, but like kind of funny and hurtful at the same time that some people that we would hold as moderators have negative feedback towards me. And I
Mm,
was like, I'm in these groups giving light and love and energy, and I accept everybody. I have no bias. I have nothing. Just because let's say you do like Akashic records and I don't think you're better than me or I'm better than we all have a gift and we all do things
yes.
different.
And we're
And
all unique and have something to
right,
add.
exactly. And I love to see, with another person, I had a live event with someone and um we did the she did Akashic records and she did astrology. I know nothing about that. I was so curious and interested to learn because I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like that's amazing, like to know and to learn how they do. Everybody does something different, and I like to learn that. And I do different things as well. So what's the problem? But it just kind of for me, the acceptance, I was like, wow, like I'm accepting everybody. And I get it. Not everybody's gonna accept you. If I have
Yeah.
problems with my own family accepting me, I'm sure as hell gonna have problems accepting with acceptance from strangers. But I think that just kind of threw me off, and then it kind of made me feel like what am I doing at this point?
Yeah.
Like should I continue? Was there a point to like make this website? Was there a point to go public? What was the point of all of this? So I had to sit and I had to meditate and I had to pray and I had to think to myself, okay, did you do this to be famous? No. Did you do this to be rich? No. What did you do this for? And then I was
Hmm.
like, I did this because I wanted to help people and I wanted to be different. I'm obviously different, but I wanted to be a different sort of healer, like as if you came to your cousin, your brother, somebody that you can have that connection with. We can sit, have a couple laughs, we can do this, we can do that. And at the same time, you're getting a healing, you're getting your reading, you're getting everything in one. The like your spiritual brother therapist all in one.
Yeah.
So
I
I
love
just
that.
wanted people to be like when you have a session with me, like you laugh, we talk, and it's not like judgment. I swear, I whatever. I how it comes, and people laugh and we have a good time. And I just want people to always feel comfortable because I'm accepting you to come into my space and you're accepting me to come into your space. And that's how I want it always to continue. But I always thought it was just, like I said, going back, like with the non acceptance from certain people, I was like thrown off. But you know what? The spirit, energy, everything, it'll do that to you. And you just gotta roll with the punches. And that's what I learned to do. And I've been punched a lot, so I'm trying to keep it moving, but it's not gonna break my stride. It's not gonna break my spirit. I'm still
Yeah.
doing what I have to do. So, you know.
Well, thank you for sharing all that. I think we
Yeah.
have a lot to ask of your guides and hear what they have to say about all of this.
Oh
Coming
yeah.
through me, like you said, you had these conversations with your guides, which is great. And I like to promote that to people. Like, you don't have to pay anybody to do that. You can do this.
Right.
But it's really nice to go out to your mentors and your people and be like, you know what, I wonder what they'll tap into and what they'll
Oh
hear.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so it's so nice. So we'll see what comes through with me,
Yes, I'm excited. I
through
love to
me.
hear what everybody else has to say, honestly.
Yeah. I'm the same. Okay. So we're gonna begin together. I lit a candle for you for our
Okay.
session and I had some sage here to just clear because I felt the anxiety and I was like, oh, we need some like sage.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I felt because sometimes I don't always start with it, but today I really felt that we
Yeah.
needed that smoke medicine in our space because it is so calming. So let's
Right.
begin by taking a few deep breaths together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. You can place your palms face up or resting gently wherever feels comfortable. Nothing to fix, nothing to force, just arriving. I invite you to place your feet on the floor. If that feels comfortable, and take a slow breath through your nose and a gentle breath through your mouth. As you breathe, imagine your body becoming present here, not rushing, not performing, just arriving. Take another inhale and exhale. Now bring your awareness to your Earth Star chakra beneath your feet. Feel it anchoring deeply into the ground, safe, steady, and present. From there, feel that grounding energy move upward through your body, through each chakra slowly and intentionally. As it rises, allow your crown and third eye to open with ease, only as much as feels comfortable. Above us, feel the yellow-white glow of the tree of life and grandfather sun. Let that light wash over you and gently pour into you. Now bring your awareness to your heart space. There's no pressure to open wide, just a soft willingness. Let your heart be witnessed exactly as it is. Now I call in grounding through the tree of life. I invite your awareness to move down through your body, through your legs and feet, and into the earth beneath you. Imagine roots growing from you deep into the soil, anchoring you into the living intelligence of the land. I call on the wisdom of the earth, the ancestors of this land, and the original caretakers whose presence still holds this place in balance. May we be supported, protected, and steady. From this grounded place, I call in higher support. I invite the presence of ancestors, guides, angels, teachers, and masters who work in love, integrity, and service to the highest good. Only those aligned with truth, compassion, and respect may be present. I call in your higher self, the part of you that is whole, wise, and already knows how to heal, the part of you that exists beyond fear, beyond self-judgment, and beyond old stories. I also call in my own higher self, asking that I remain clear, neutral, and in service. I set the intention that any intuitive information that comes through is for you, not for me, and is offered only when it is supportive, appropriate, and invited. We set the boundary that this season is not about fixing, rescuing, or predicting. It's about insight, integration, and empowerment. Anything that arises today does so for your growth, for understanding, and your liberty. If at some point something arises that does not settle with you, feel free to leave it behind. Your inner knowing is the authority here. We now set a sacred space. I invite in Archangel Michael to the right, wrapped in blue light, offering protection and strength. I invite Archangel Gabriel to support our clear and loving communication. I invite Angel Sophia, divine wisdom, as counselor, light, and tree of life energy present in creation. And again, your higher self to step forward, the part that already knows you, and your guides. We now declare this session in grounded truth. Only divine truth may come through. Only for what is the highest and good for Kevin may be received, spoken, or felt. All other energies are released. With that, we open the session with respect, clarity, and trust. You may gently open your eyes if you choose, or they can remain softly closed, and I will begin channeling. And you're allowed to talk with me or have dialogue. The
For
first
sure.
the first thing that came through when I asked for your higher self to come forward was you riding on a tiger. Like just this like strong, beautiful energy. I've never seen anything like it, but it was you coming in on your tiger and your shirt was like a little bit open, like, and it was just like blowing in the wind. It was like a movie.
That's yeah, that's how I roll.
That's
That's how
what
I
I
roll all
felt.
the time.
I had to stop what I was doing. I'm like, I have to write tiger down. I cannot forget the tiger coming through. So, what I wanted to do first was ask if Tiger had any messages for you. And I already hear it's like pride, like working. So, right now, what I'm going to give you is like a list of ingredients that he wants you to work on, which is your pride and your power and your stability. I'm going to write these down too so I can email them to you. Your pride, your power, your stability. I like your uniqueness because a tiger's stripes are like they're never the same. Like they're very unique and they're very purposeful. And one would think that, oh, they're orange and they're bright and they're so obnoxious that they're seen, but really in their world, orange is not a color that is like seen by the other animals around them. It's
Right,
actually the perfect camouflage within
right,
their thing. So like relating back to what you were saying with it goes back to the acceptance. Like you are this tiger that is bright to people who don't understand and who
hmm,
don't get it because they're not of that environment. But when you're within your environment, it's perfect. Like everything is just
right,
divinely the way it's supposed to be. Is anything
right.
landing with that you want to say?
No, I think for the most part, you're pretty much like on point with that. Because I mean, I feel like as I get older, um, I fit into different. Like I'm like experiencing like a different tribe now than I
Hmm.
used to have, especially now on this journey of doing everything that I'm doing. Um, a lot of friends, a lot of family lost along the way. I mean, I send them love and light always, but I'm finding a different tribe that I'm fitting into. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like emotional right now.
That's okay. That's
But
normal, I think.
yeah, no, I definitely I think it's very emotional for me because a lot of people um, you know, spirit and energy and different things and has different ways of cutting ties to different people. And
Yeah.
it's sad. But it's something I had to learn. Um, I mean, the year just started. It's been 2 months, but it's something I've learned this year that
Hmm.
has to happen in order for me to grow, but not just for me, but for other people to grow as well.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's I don't even know how to say it, the Gregorian calendar or whatever. Like the year started in quotes,
right.
but we're still in that, it's still shedding, like the energetic year when we think of seasons. Like it makes sense that maybe you've had this like burst of learning right now
Mhm.
because we're at that final stretch before spring comes and
Right.
our real new year truly happens.
Right.
So even though it's been a month, it's like really coming to the end of
Oh yeah, it definitely
everything.
feels it. And then with everything with like moons and like everything shifting, it feels
Hmm.
like I mean, I can remember what was it like last month? I think I was like texting my friends and I was like, "Do you feel this? Like, do you feel different?" And my friend, two of my best friends, they're like, no. What are you talking about?" Like, what are you talking about? But I text my best friend and I was like, "Girl,
Hmm.
do you feel?" She's like, "Girl, I feel like I got beat up." And
Mm.
I'm like, "Yo, me too." Me too. And I'm like, I just feel so it's such a shift. And then somebody actually reached out to me on Facebook and they're like, "Do you feel this?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "This is what's happening." And then put everything into perspective. And I'm like, "Wow,
Mm.
okay." And they're like, "Don't worry. It'll only last a month or two or maybe three." I was
Yes.
like, "No, I can't feel like beat up for 3 months straight. I'm sorry. I can't do it." But you have, like I said, you have to adapt and you have to like you got to go with it. And I was like, this is not going to beat me. Do what you got to do, your rituals, your baths or meditation, whatever you have to do, because you'll prosper. You got to get through it. And I guess that's what I've been doing for the most part, besides
When
my
you were,
anxiety. So I'm sorry, Jackie.
oh, you're fine. When you were sharing, like, I felt that you have guides around you. Like, I hear seven, like there's seven, and they're really strong with you.
Mhm.
And
They're
like
all
they
in
are
here.
your core. Yeah, they're your core. Because some people I see like, oh, they have a bunch or they'll have like one or two. Like you have this like intimate
Hmm.
core of guides that are with you consistently who are like holding you.
All the time. I see
Yeah.
them like I can't explain how much I see them. Like even sometimes I'm driving in my car and I look in the rearview mirror and I see like
Hmm.
my car is full. And then there's somebody
Hmm.
sitting next to me in like the passenger. And sometimes I'm just like, "What's up?" Like what's up? Like they're always, but everybody I go to, they're like, "You have like it's just like that's your tribe." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yes.
they're always here."
Yeah. I definitely
They're
feel them.
yeah, they're strong. They're very resilient energy, but they're there all the time and they always pull me through and guide me and ground me, especially when I need it the most. But yeah, I've it's not the first time I've heard that, but my guides are they're, I'm very truly grateful for them
Yeah.
really because they help me get through everything and they, the guidance they give me, I always hear it very clear,
Clear.
crystal clear, like, "Hey." I'm like, "Oh,
Hmm.
what's that? What?" Sometimes I'm at work and I'm like, "You said something?" And then my coworker's like,
No.
"No." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Got it. Got it."
There's one that I feel that keeps coming forward, and he's so beachy and vibey, and he's got like a linen tan on, like button down. He's very contemporary. Like usually when we think of guides, we think of more ancient and more like past, but he seems really contemporary in our lifetimes, like within the past 100 years or so. And
Mm,
he's got like long black hair, and he is like your that island vibe of like chill out. It's all held together. That's what I'm feeling from him, especially in
okay.
this moment of how you're feeling like, why am I putting myself out there? And when I asked that, he's saying that you have such potent, beautiful medicine and that people need to hear that. And like he's gonna hold that space for you of like, I see a ukulele out. He's like, we're gonna sing through it, we're gonna get through it. And he's here to hold it for you. And he definitely wants to connect and help you through that with like meditating, the
Hmm.
music. I hear him saying like to get connected with him, to play like acoustic, not so much like words, music, but songs with ukulele music. And that'll be a strong way to connect with him and to feel him
That's
coming
so
through.
funny that you say that
Yes,
because
tell me. I need my
there's
confirmations too.
there's the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Yes,
There's
that's
a
my grandma's
ukulele
favorite.
version of it, like this
Hmm.
Hawaiian guy. And I
Yeah,
literally, every time I hear this song, I feel so like warm inside. And then I just start crying. And it's like,
hmm.
I mean, like ugly sobbing, crying. But then I feel like this energy like hugs me. And then, my guide is like, don't like stop. Like, I'm here. Let it out. Let it out.
I hear him
Um,
saying like, "That's me. That's me."
yeah, that's yeah. So once in a while when I'm like I feel really like defeated, I always play that song and I'm like, "Oh." And then I feel like I get it all. I like purge it and then I'm like, "All right,
Well, he's got
back
other
let's
things to
do it."
teach you, I'm hearing. So he's saying like that's good too, and he doesn't want you to stop that, but to add in like when you're taking a shower or like when you're commuting, however you commute, like just throw in a
Oh,
ukulele
yeah,
like
as I should.
song. Yeah, because he wants to hold that space too, but there's other stuff too to learn to start addressing the anxiousness. Like that's what he's here for. So times of like anxious when you start feel it building up or you see a pattern popping up, instead of going down that pattern, that music as a
Mm.
tool. Yeah. I'm writing that down so we don't forget that your
Oh
tool
yeah.
is ukulele music. Yeah. So he comes through the strongest. And now I'm gonna go through and ask like some of your questions here. So I'm gonna ask your guides. Kevin wants to know what is the point of, I know he's talked about it before already with you, but what is the point of him putting himself out there, of making the website, of like doing all these things? What is the point of it? I feel a chameleon coming through. Yeah, I get a lot of animals, chameleon, and there's a woman too coming through. They're like connected, the two, their energies. Oh, okay. I'm hearing her say that you're here to teach others that they don't need, like, how to use that chameleon energy when you are. Sometimes we do want to blend in, and other times we need to come out of it and we want to be bright. And she's like, you're teaching people their bright spots. And like, that's like the content that you're creating is searching, people doing like deep inner search
Hmm.
of how they shine and how they're unique and what they bring forth. Like, your job is to pull that out of people. They work
Yeah.
with you and then they know, oh, this is like my thing.
Yeah. Actually, so the couple readings I've had lately, that's been like the major like message that's been getting pulled out and there and I'm like, wow, like I never knew this. But oh, I knew a little bit, but then I didn't know like how. I'm like, good. I'm glad we got it out. Now I'm gonna tell you and teach you how to
Mm-hmm.
continue it, or like like how to tap in to those like that anything. And they're like, oh my God, yes, please. And I'm like, okay. So I like that lately because I mean, like I had a reading one time with someone and had no idea of anything, any abilities, anything about them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, do you ever notice this? Well, yeah. Do you ever notice
Mm.
this? Well, yeah. I'm like, wow. And they're like,
Here we
stop.
are.
I have goosebumps. I'm like, well, about that. Let me explain to you. And it just goes, it flows and it flows. And they're like, you know what? Thank you. Like, I'm like, all right, yeah. They're like, I wish I can give you a hug. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, everybody's always in a different country. I can't. I need to start traveling, and I'm like, yeah, it's always somebody. And they're like, I wish I could just give you a hug. I'm like, here, give like a, give
Energetic
you
hug.
an energetic hug. And then they always get like, I always find it funny, and they like it doesn't freak people out, but it like stuns them when I like
Yeah.
at the end of my reading, I'll do like a prayer. Like whatever's called to me, I say it, and I say it with love and light, and then afterward, I do a quick Reiki on like through distance, and I'm like, oh, like make sure you're drinking water, make sure you do this, you should check on this, you should check on that, do the blah, blah, blah. They're like, how do you know? How do you know that? I'm like, I don't know. And then the one person was like, I said, oh, you need to drink electrolytes. And I'm like sign language again and doing
Oh,
this stuff. And she's like, that's so funny that you said that. And I was like, why? And she's like, I just bought, and she shows me this huge bottle of coconut water. She's like, I just bought this before our reading because I feel dehydrated. But that I'm like, you have to tap in. She's like, oh, I've been
mm-hmm.
working on like empathic things. And I'm like, working on? I'm like, you already, I'm like, you feel this and this and this? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, you already got it.
That's it.
Let's
You're
keep
doing it.
going. Keep going. So, I try to do that as much as I can.
Yeah, that's what I hear is that that's your gift is finding other people's gifts and like bringing
Right.
them online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to move from like when we had dial-up internet to like fiber optic. I'm trying to get you to get plugged in
Yeah.
and let's get it going. Because with everything going on in the world, we need as much light and as light workers and everything as we can have. Trust me.
Yeah. So then you're already on your point. That is the point. So it makes me want to ask too is why do you feel so much, why do you have so many feelings around the website and the flow of it? And there is a bit of like dark force energy. So as much as we like to live in oh light and love and everything's great, like we do have to realize that there is dark force energy that does. And that could be like our shadow work, something that we have to address that maybe we don't want to. And I feel that with like all the feelings that come up with the website is um like a self-image wound
Mm.
of like how you're viewing yourself maybe through old lenses versus how you truly are and how the world sees you and how the divine see you and your higher self sees you. And that's tied back to those ingredients I told you with the tiger. Those
Mm-hmm.
things, if you work on your pride and your power and your stability, your uniqueness, like if we go through and we tackle each one of those things, like a self-image wound is going to present itself. And I'm being called to like, we can do one. Like, I'm hearing like power and stability, power and stability. Like, what is it about power that makes you uncomfortable?
Um, I don't I don't know. I think like I don't know. I've always been that way though. And
Hmm.
everybody always asks like what is it? What's wrong? Like but and I'm like I don't have an answer. Like I really don't.
Hmm.
Cuz I'm like I've always been like that. Even um like even self-image, like I don't know.
Hmm.
What everybody like, give me a reason. You're so handsome, you're so this, you're so that. I'm like I don't have an answer for you. I
Mm,
really like, I really don't because I don't know how to like even if I go to like therapy and she's like describe explain it to me and I'm like
mm.
I don't have an answer for you. Oh yes you do. I'm like no girl, I really don't. Like I don't. I just don't know
Yeah.
where it comes from. I was like I don't even like I think we like I think one Zoom call I had with like you and Jason or something, and I was like,
Hmm.
you know, words are powerful, and I kind of moving shy away from that, but I was like terrified to
Mm.
post like anything, like videos,
Yeah.
any, and Jason was like, why? Like,
He could be very
why?
literal.
Right. He's like, why? Like,
Yeah.
you're doing great. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And then I forgot her name, and she was like, honey, I have the same like problem. Like, it's okay. Like, you have to believe in yourself. And I'm like, it's not that I don't believe in myself. It's just that I don't know what something, my spirit wise, some one of them does not like to be seen. It's like a hidden, like I give you power, like like in the back. Like so people don't know who I am, don't show you who I am. And then I think when I present that, I don't know, it may like upset them, kind of sort of.
Mm.
And I think that's really what it is because even I have no problems like posting like if I go out with my friends or I have a family event or something, I have no problem. But anything that comes to this type of work that I do,
Mm.
anytime I hit that post, my brain is like, were you
The
supposed to do that?
fear.
You really? And then blah blah blah. And then like one post I had like 200 comments. I was like, oh,
That's amazing.
yeah, like, oh, good job, Kev. And then my
Yeah.
phone was just going off and off and off, and everybody was like, oh, look at you, like you breaking the internet. I was like, yeah. And then I kept doing it, and then I keep getting the same result. And I was like, oh, like, all right, good job, good job. But then I don't know what it is. It's always this something in the back of my head that's like, do you
Do
really
you
want
think
to
it
do that?
do you think it comes down to worth, like whether you deserve it and are worthy of it? That's more my conscious brain clicking in.
Yeah, Jackie, it's probably it's probably what you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Honestly,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think 100% like that's exactly what it is. Like,
Hmm.
and I can't and I've done so much like work for my like try to fix this, you know what I mean? But I
Hmm.
just don't know like why the plug won't get to the socket for it to click to be like, huh, it doesn't. And it's all it that's been a battle of mine since I was like a little kid. When
Mm.
I used to see things and dream of things and hear things.
Yeah.
And then everybody's telling you that didn't happen. Oh, this didn't happen. Oh, that's that. I mean,
Mm.
one time, like to be transparent, like when I started really tapping into this gift,
Yeah.
when my grandpa passed away, and I had a dream my grandpa because I never got to say goodbye. And he came to me in
Hmm.
a dream and he waved and he grabbed my grandma's hand and he walked away. And I told my cousins and my family and stuff, and they're like, that didn't happen. That you're just crazy. That didn't happen. And I told my dad and my mom, and my dad was like, then that at least he got to say goodbye. That's what you wanted, right? And I was like, yeah. And then my mom was like, good for you know, good. You got that little bit of closure. And I was like, okay. And then when my dad passed away, a couple years after, then my dad would come to me.
Hmm.
Things would bother me and I was feeling all this stuff and blah 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 blah. Didn't want to go to school. I would cry to go to school. I would cry. Like I would
Yeah.
grab onto the wall, the door at my house and beg my mom not to let me go to school because I would talk about it to certain people. And then, to the point where I had to get a psychiatric evaluation because they thought I had schizophrenia because I was hearing things. And I was like,
Mm.
not. I'm not crazy. I'm not hearing things. And my mom, here's my mom trying to defend me. And, you know, doctors are like, your son's crazy.
Mm.
He's crazy. There's nothing. He needs, I was put on meds, all this
Wow.
types of things, everything to stop hearing all this. And then I met my mom would take me because we're, you know, I'm Hindu and my mom would, I would get taken to church and
Yeah.
um, they the priests, we call them pandits, they would say,
Hmm.
no, there's nothing wrong with your son. Your son has a gift.
I
And
was
then
gonna
I'm
say,
like,
like, if that background, it should be common
right.
knowledge.
And well, see, my dad was Catholic. My mom's background is Hindu. So I was baptized in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And I went to Catholic school. I did all of that, pray on
Yes.
Wednesday and no meet on Friday kind of thing. And when I moved upstate from New York City, we didn't really go because there was nowhere up here that we were a member of. So I got in touch more with the Hindu side. And then after I started my journey, I was like, I'm just gonna fully like do a whole thanks to God. And I did a whole um service. We call it a John D. And I had given thanks to all the gods and I got blessed. And then that pandit told me he grabbed my hands after and he goes, you have it.
Mm,
He was like that Bhagwan and everybody like go, you don't need me. And I was like, oh, what? Like that's crazy.
yeah.
No, I like to have guidance. He goes, no, you have guidance. You can do it. And then every
Wow.
time now, every year he sees me because my aunt does a service every year. He always he goes, oh, he Baya, which is brother. He's like, oh, he's like, you grew, look at you. I'm like, I look the same. He goes, no. He goes, you're so
Hmm.
literal. He's like, you grow, you grow. He goes, wow, you sure you don't want to be a panda? I was like, "No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I do a little bit of it. I'm a freestyle.
Uh,
I do a little something different.
Risa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he goes, every time I see you, you grow. I'm like, oh, well,
That's wow.
thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, no, it's ever since I was like little that I've always had this issue because everybody always tells you, like, oh, you're crazy. No, you don't hear things, you don't see things, you can't do things. So
You were
it's
being
something, you know.
invalidated, like constantly. Like that's what I hear. And then it turned into self-invalidation because you're like, well, did I really?
Yeah, you question yourself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, wait, did I really did I really dream that or did I see that? Did that really happen? And
Mm-hmm.
then I'll ask like I always ask my mom. I'm like, Mom, you dreamed dad last night in here? No. I'm like, hmm. She goes, just because I didn't doesn't mean you didn't. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. And then my mentor, when I met her, funniest thing she ever did was I saw her and she said, you come here. And I was like, oh my, what did I do?
Mm.
And she said, give me your hands. I said, why? Just give me your hands. And I said, okay. And then I have on the palm of my hand, I have a birthmark on my hand.
Mm.
And then I
Mm-hmm.
have a birthmark above my eye. And she says to me, she goes, are you a medium?
Oh,
Do you know what
wow.
that is? And I said, no. What? I said, wait, medium. I'm like, yeah, you talk to dead people. She's like, it's so much more than that. I'm like, okay, what are you? And she goes, you have a healing mark. And I said, really? And she's like, on your hand and on your
Mm-hmm.
eye. She goes, you have an evil eye on your eye. And then I said, interesting. And then she goes, your cousin has the same birthmark on her hand. I was like, I don't, ooh, I have like 41st cousins. Like, and then I was like, oh, my cousin in England is also she's a Reiki master and
Oh, wow.
she does a lot of spiritual work and she does more of the end of life. So she kind of prepares you
Oh, okay.
to for a smooth journey. And she does a lot of amazing work. She's been all over it. And she said, you and Dell are the same. Like you have the same gift. And then I was like, no, like you're crazy. Like this, I'm crazy. Am I? And then I met my cousin shortly after, and she always calls me little wizard. She's like, little wizard, come here. And I was like, what? And she's like, are you gonna, are you studying Reiki? And I was like, no. What are you talking about? And she goes,
Mm-hmm.
mark my words. You're gonna do exactly what we're blessed to do, we different from me. She goes, but watch. And I think a year
Mm-hmm.
later, I like messaged her and I was like, hey, I got like a calling. And she's like, what calling? And I said, I don't know. I'm like for healing. And she goes, yeah, I said this. Why are you like, what are you questioning? Get going. I'm like, oh. So then I asked my mentor and she goes, get going. She goes,
Mm-hmm.
this is the time. Get it moving. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. And then all of a sudden the pieces were like they were getting put and I was like, what is happening? What is happening? What is going on? And I don't know. It just, I mean, it was meant to happen the way it was meant to happen, but
Exactly.
extremely, extremely, extremely grateful and happy. But I don't know that little thing on my shoulder that always from my child past that always follows me, like the invalidation. I'm just like, I try to get it off, but then sometimes it just gets stuck back there, which I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah. So, like, I think it's all connected together because first I gathered from the woman who came forward was self-image wound. But I think what we're seeing is like everything like self-image wound is like probably the big piece, but it comes from self-worth. It comes from the self-invalidation and outward invalidation because he faced a lot of it, which then turned inward. And then that's that dark force energy that I told you I see and I feel. And so tackling those two, like self-worth and self-invalidation, because like we talked about before, who cares what other people think? But we gotta inside is
Hmm.
what matters. So, because you're gonna have people who don't accept you. We just know that. And that gets back into like the law of balance. For everyone who loves you, someone's gonna
Hmm.
hate you. And
Right.
so we can't change that. And it's a good thing if more people hate you, you got to turn around and look and be like, well, that means that many people love me. So let's find that out. And
Yeah.
so it comes inside. So I think if you work on the self-worth and the self-invalidation, you're going to start seeing things open up for you in a different way where you're not always holding that chip on your shoulder. And
Yeah.
what I hear too from that, it goes into ancestral healing because I feel that in your lineage, probably on both sides, is being told that they can't. You can't
Yeah.
do that. You don't have that. And so you have all these ancestors that they have that chip and they're letting you hold it now because you're here. And so
Yes.
that's something that I think you really getting into ancestral healing and a few ways that I do that. And you probably learned this in Reiki was you only called healed ancestors forward to talk about that in Reiki.
Hmm.
There are times in my practice when I'm feeling very strong where I say, this is the moment that I want my unhealed ancestors to come forward because this is what you guys have been waiting for. And this
Right.
is the moment you're welcome in. And a
Right.
lot of those go with I have that native background and I do a lot of presentations. And so before I have a presentation, which usually revolves around education, I tell them, I said, I am in this space as an enrolled member, talking in front of, in a colonized space in front of white people, like, this is your chance, come forward. I need you to get this healing. And so
Hmm.
ever since I've started doing that, I feel so much lifted off of me because it's very intentional.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So I think if you find ways when it's strong, that when you're doing something that you shouldn't have been doing, you could say, this is your moment to come forward and get all that healing that you missed because we're healing
Right.
it now.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't like that. My Reiki teacher told me, we don't call on our unhealed ancestors. Like, yeah, maybe when I'm working with a client, I wouldn't, but there are
Right.
times and a place and a situation that we should.
That's funny
Yeah.
because mine only taught. So I did like mine was like online,
Hmm.
and my instructor was from Australia. And there was no don't call upon like anything. Like you use just one like mode. And I'm like, wait,
Mm,
what? What? That
mm,
doesn't make sense. And then my mentor, who is like a medium and a healer and energy, she was like, no, 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 no. She goes,
mhm.
you use light, you call on your ancestors, the unhealed, heal, like you use what you gotta use. You gotta bring forward who needs to be brought forward, who doesn't, you don't bring them. She goes, but each person you work on, you'll know
Yes,
what you
exactly.
need to use, what you don't need to use. And I was like, oh, okay. And then my first client, I was like, but you see, for me, when I work on people, I don't even like it, just they just come, they chirp. They're like, hey,
Yes.
this is what you need to do. Start with the legs, move your way. Or I'm like, wait, I gotta do no, 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 no. Go straight. So I'd be like, oh, what's going on with the legs? Oh, I had surgery a couple like months ago. I'm like, oh great, let's go towards that. And I'm like, let's heal this. And I'm like, oh, also, and then I'm like, let's just take a moment, let's just take some silence, and then I call upon who I need to, and then
Yeah.
let heal them who needs to go. And then I call it whoever else is coming. Come on, let's do it. Let's get this done.
Mm-hmm.
And then it made it easier. But yeah, I think mine was way different. I was like, what is, I don't understand, dude. But that's the thing. Everybody does things differently.
Yeah.
I had did this I met this girl in one of our groups, our group actually,
Mm-hmm.
that wanted to practice. She was graduating with her master's in Reiki. And she said, can I practice with you? And I said, yeah, teacher, teach whatever, let's do it. And we had
Yeah.
an amazing hour and a half. And she was so, I mean, she didn't get that nervous. That was just for me because I was cool. I was cool as a cucumber. I was like, all right, do what you
Yeah.
do. And the way she told me she was like taught how to do things, I was like, oh, I was taught differently. But I said, that's the thing. There's no one way to do it. There's many different ways.
Yes.
You
Mm-hmm.
have whatever calls to you, whatever you think. She was like, oh, okay. Cause she had, poor thing, had a little like her notes that I was like, hold on,
Yeah.
take a breath. And she's like, okay. I'm like, take a breath. What do you feel to do? And then she was like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, go for it. And then she was like reading and doing whatever. I'm like, you're on point. Do it again. And it was great. It was great. And but that's the thing. There, like I said, there's no one way to do it, but I think it all ties in together.
Again, you gave me another example of you finding her gift. Like that's your
Oh
gift.
yeah.
Like there it is. That is your gift.
I try. That's my thing.
Pulling it out.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm gonna do that for myself, I swear. One day. Well, I'm gonna work on it after today.
You're
That's
already
the thing.
doing it. Yeah, and then that guide, she's there. Let's see if she'll tell me. Let me go back to her. I, I'm getting a lot of S's with her names. Sometimes names are hard, but I like to be like, who are we talking to? I'm not just talking to random, like we're talking to your guides. And I'm hearing a lot of S's in her name. Where's my notes about her? There it is. Okay, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm just getting, okay, so probably pronouncing it wrong. Sensa is what I'm getting. Sensa. I will like type that out for you and give it to you. That's what she's saying her name is, and that's what she helps you do is pull that out of people. And then that's your
Senseiya.
I heard Sensa, but it could be Sensea.
That- That's
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an Indian name.
Oh, okay.
Kind of, yeah. No, I feel like all my people are like mostly like that's of
I see a lot of brown people around you. Yeah.
yeah.
They have darker tone.
That's what
Yeah.
oh my God, 555 as that claim. Well, on my side of town over
Yeah.
here. 555.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, they're all
That's
brown.
it.
They're brown people.
They're brown
That's the
people.
thing.
Oh, I love
Everybody
it.
always says that. Everybody, they're like, yo, you got a lot of I'm like, just say it. They're like, a lot of brown people, a lot of Indian people, a lot of whatever. I'm like, yeah, but
Yep.
that's the thing. Cause like I said, I was like Catholic and then I got drawn. The first thing I ever got to start my journey, I went to a store randomly and I went to this store and it was like an earthbound store. I don't even know what store because I went to it like last month and it didn't have anything that was in there. And I
Mm.
saw the cutest little Ganesh statue and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I love this. Like I want this. And I was gonna buy it and then I turned and the girl walked up to me and had one in the box and she was like, here you go. And I was like, what?
Whoa. Yeah, she knew.
I was like, I was gonna just buy this one. And she goes, no, those you have to get them. Like we have to give you them from
Mm.
the back. And I was like, oh, but how'd you know that I was gonna buy it? And she's like, I'll leave it at the register for you. And I was like, oh. And then he would keep coming to me in like dreams and then mantras and different things and different things and different things. And I was like, I've never prayed to Ganesh. And then um I meditated and I prayed and he goes, you know what? I'm being called to you. This is how it's gonna go. You don't have to pray traditionally to me. Just talk to me.
Yeah.
Meditate with me. Say my name in peace and love and harmony. And this is how this will go. And I was like, oh. And then I would listen to his mantra, like different Ganesh mantras and different things. And I was like, wow. And I feel like then I got the answers of, oh, here's the people that are being assigned to you.
Mm. Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way. And then when I would ask like priests or like, well, the pandits, and they're like, yeah, it's all our people. I'm like, oh, okay. There's no white people back there. They're like, no, it's all Indian. It's us. We got you. This is all us. I was like, oh, awesome. I'm like, that's great. And then ever since then, they're always around. They're always around. And I'm so, so grateful for them, like I said, because yeah, they're especially when it's like Hindu festivals like Diwali and Holi and different things. Oh my God, my spirit is like, oh, I want to do everything. I want to celebrate. And I just feel so
Mm-hmm.
like myself,
Yeah.
which is like weird to say, but I've never felt more like myself during those like
Yeah.
holidays. Cause like I feel oh my God, their presence is so strong. And I feed all of them and I pray to all of them and I give them light and I give them love. And oh, it's just a celebration. I can party by myself. Like
Mm.
I play music, I dance, I what by myself, and I'm like, oh my, it's like if you gave me a puppy and a goldfish in a corner. I'm so happy. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like
That's
I'm on like
beautiful.
cloud nine. I'm like, oh wow. And then I cook and then everything, and then we eat and I give thanks to them and they get flowers, sweets, everything. And I'm like, oh. And I love them. I love them and they love me and I love always celebrating them. But yeah, my my brown people always got my back. So
Yes. Okay. So as we wrap up here, I want to go back in and ask if there's any final messages for Kevin and from your higher self. And I feel your higher self saying, follow your soul pull and all those little things that keep popping up to stop you. Jason and I talk about this all the time. It's like the little things trying to stop you because they know you're such a force for good
oh yeah.
that that dark side is willing to do anything to get you to
Oh yeah.
stop
Yes.
and
Yes.
to just not ignore them, but address those things as for what they are. Why are they popping up? What reflection is it trying to teach me? And then move on from it and be like, that's not going to derail me from my
Right.
soul purpose. I'm not going to let it take me away.
Nice stiff arm. I just be just going through. That's how I try.
Oh, well, that's beautiful. So thank you so much. I'm gonna
Thank
uh,
you.
email you the ingredients for you to work on, the different things, and just
Okay.
I'll send um I'll send you this video too, so you have it to refer back to and anything to look at. And we can just do a little closing. I'm so
Okay.
happy. Oh, so thank you, Creator, for bringing Kevin and I together for this beautiful message and his strong guides that have come through and have left us with some beautiful words of wisdom and for some new steps for him as he moves forward and through his journey. We're so appreciative of it, and thank you so much.
As we close today, I want to name that what you just heard was a real hot seat healing session conducted by me in real time. Nothing here was scripted. The pacing, the pauses, the guidance, and the healing unfolded exactly as they needed it to in the moment. These sessions are held with consent, care, and deep respect for the person in the seat. If you found yourself resonating with the questions that came up in the session, or if you are navigating something similar in your own life, this work is available to you as well. Hot seat healing is one way to experience this work in a public light through the podcast. If you feel drawn to the depth but prefer a private container, I also offer one on one private sessions in my Work With Me tab on my website, ravenrabbit.com, held with the same level of care, grounding, and intuitive guidance. You don't need to be experienced in spiritual work, and you do not need to know exactly what you want to explore ahead of time. You just need to come as you are. If you feel called, you can find details about hot seat healing or my private sessions through my social media platforms and my website, or by simply reaching out to me. Thank you for listening. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and give yourself space to integrate what you received today.